Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're doing something a little different. We're kind of pulling back the curtain on a really intimate moment, something from, wow, over 60 years ago.
Yeah, it's quite something.
Our source for this deep dive, it's actually a recorded phone call between Elvis Presley and Anita Wood.
Mm-hmm. The king himself.
Exactly. Now, right off the bat, we should say the existence of this recording, well, it raises some pretty fascinating, maybe messy questions.
Definitely messy.
It was reportedly made without Elvis even knowing, no explicit consent. It's out there now. People see it as a historical artifact. It's on YouTube, places like that.
But it does make you pause.
It absolutely does. So our mission here, just to be clear, isn't to sensationalize this or exploit it. We're not even going to play the call itself.
Right. That's important.
Instead, we want to explore the emotional dynamics, the context, the human side of this relationship that was happening under this huge pressure of fame and, well, distance.
The weight of it all.
Yeah. This isn't Elvis on stage or in front of cameras. This is Elvis trying to figure out a relationship. Like any young guy, maybe. In love, confused, sometimes a bit careless.
It's awkward, raw.
It's real. That's the thing. It feels very, very real.
And to really get this snapshot, this moment, we need to talk about Anita Wood. Who was she?
Right. She wasn't just a footnote.
No, not at all. Anita was a singer herself, a TV personality, pretty well known on Memphis broadcasting back in the late 50s.
Okay.
And her relationship with Elvis, it ran from about 57 to 62, roughly.
Mm-hmm.
And it was serious. I mean, people in his inner circle, a lot of them, thought they'd actually get married.
Wow. Okay, so this wasn't just casual dating.
Not by that point, it seems.
And the timing of this particular call is so critical, isn't it? It's probably around 1960.
Yeah, that's the likely time frame.
Which is right after Elvis gets back from the army. And his fame, which was already huge, just exploded even more.
Unbelievable levels.
So you picture him juggling movies, music, interviews, all of it. And this long-distance relationship while Anita's back home.
Still building her own career, but also kind of waiting. Waiting by the phone, it sounds like.
Waiting for calls that, well, maybe didn't always come when they were supposed to.
Exactly. Which leads us right into the call itself.
So when you actually dig into the conversation, the emotional tone is pretty clear from the get-go. Anita is upset.
Yeah, definitely. Not happy.
She's confronting him, isn't she? About him not calling when he said he would. She's frustrated, feels like she's being kept in the dark.
And it's more than just, oh, you missed a call. It feels deeper. Like a pattern, maybe.
Absolutely. It's that feeling of being sidelined.
And what's so revealing, I think, is how Elvis responds. Or rather, how he doesn't respond directly to her hurt.
What does he do?
Well, he leans heavily on charm. There's laughter, jokes. He calls her baby a lot.
The charm offensive.
Right. It's classic conflict avoidance, isn't it? Trying to smooth it over without really addressing the core issue.
So you think it's less about pacifying her and more about him just not wanting the confrontation?
I think so.
Yeah.
For Anita, this wasn't just about one missed call. It feels like it taps into this deeper anxiety of feeling unimportant, like her emotional needs just weren't really landing.
That makes sense. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? Like, have you ever felt that way? Neglected by someone who says they care, and then when you bring it up, they just charm their way out.
Or make excuses.
Yeah.
It's easy to accept that sometimes, especially from someone you really love or, idolize. You want to believe the charm.
Instead of holding out for maybe real accountability.
Exactly. And you see this emotional tug of war happening right there in the call. Elvis clearly wants to diffuse, avoid the fight.
Using all his usual tools, the humor, the distraction, the pet names.
Anything to soften the moment, right? He wants the connection, the adoration, maybe, but seems to struggle with the messier parts of emotional responsibility.
But Anita, and you have to give her credit here, she's not just rolling over. She doesn't back down easily.
No, she doesn't. She holds her ground.
And she says that line, which just, it's so simple but so powerful. I'm just like other girls.
Oh, that line. It's heartbreaking, isn't it?
It really is. It cuts through all the fame, all the noise. Like she's saying, look, the rules still apply. Treat me like I matter.
Or, don't treat me like I'm special if you're not going to actually act like I'm special to you in meaningful ways.
Yes, that's exactly it. It's this plea for genuine reciprocity.
And that line, I'm just like other girls, it speaks volumes about, well, needing validation. Even when you're dating Elvis Presley, fame can really warp those basic human needs, can't it?
Definitely. Does it make it harder, do you think, to speak your truth when your partner is that famous? Or maybe easier for them to just dismiss your feelings?
That's a great question. Maybe both. Harder because the world revolves around them, perhaps. Easier for them to dismiss because they're used to getting their way or being insulated.
Yeah, could be. It raises so many questions about those power dynamics.
And then there's the whole other layer to this deep dive. The recording itself, the artifact.
Right. How did this private call even get recorded? Who did it?
We don't actually know for sure. It's all speculation, really.
What are the theories?
Well, some think maybe Anita recorded it herself, perhaps as proof of something or just a keepsake, maybe even for emotional protection later on.
Okay. Possible.
Or maybe it was accidental, or even, some speculate, done intentionally by someone else, though the motive there is murky.
So the origin story is lost, essentially.
Pretty much. But regardless of how it happened, it exists now. It's part of the Presley story. But the ethics, they're undeniably complicated.
Yeah, very messy. Is it a historical document offering a rare, unguarded glimpse? Or is it just an invasion of privacy?
It's probably both, isn't it?
Yeah.
It arguably tells us more about the real Elvis, the private man, than, 1,000 polished interviews ever could.
That's true. The vulnerability, the deflection, it's all there.
But it does force you to think about that line. Preservation versus violation. If you felt your own story, your truth, might get erased or rewritten by someone more powerful, would you document it? Where's that line?
Wow. And that feels so relevant today, doesn't it? In our world where everything can be screenshotted, recorded, reposted in an instant.
Exactly. This dilemma from 60 years ago echoes right into our digital lives now. It's fascinating.
So stepping back, what does this call ultimately tell us about Elvis?
Well, I think it reveals someone maybe deeply insecure underneath it all, definitely conflict avoidant, someone who craved adoration, that big crowd energy.
But struggled with the quiet, one-on-one emotional stuff.
Yeah, precisely. He struggled to meet needs that didn't come with applause. He was a master performer, but maybe less skilled in that kind of intimate give and take.
And Anita, what does it say about her?
I see her as incredibly brave in that moment, to stand up to him, to call him out, to actually articulate what she deserved.
And she didn't just stay, did she?
No. Importantly, she eventually walked away.
Yeah.
The relationship ended not too long after this period.
Which is significant. She chose herself, in a way.
Seems so. And Elvis, his focus seemed to shift pretty firmly after that, towards Graceland, towards Priscilla, towards managing that ever-expanding fame machine.
So this phone call, it's more than just gossip. It's like a time capsule.
Exactly. A time capsule of what? Emotional imbalance, loneliness maybe, even surrounded by fans.
And the really complicated price of loving someone so intensely famous, that spotlight changes everything.
It really does. How many of us have had that one conversation, that one phone call where everything just shifts? The relationship isn't the same afterwards.
Yeah. A point of no return, almost.
This feels like one of those moments captured on tape.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, it really feels like the Elvis and Anita call is, well, more than just a curiosity. It's a really profound reminder, isn't it? That even legends, even icons, they stumble, especially when it comes to love.
Oh, absolutely. Behind the image, behind the leather jacket and the music and Graceland, there was just a guy who missed calls, got defensive, laughed when he didn't know what else to say.
And a young woman who knew deep down she deserved better.
And wasn't afraid to say it, even if maybe her voice trembled a little. She articulated that need for more, and ultimately she went and found it elsewhere.
It makes you think, listening to this story, who do you relate to more? Elvis, trying to manage it all but maybe falling short? Or Anita, asking for what she needs?
It's a great question to reflect on. That balance between, what the world sees and what you need emotionally, privately, it's universal.
Whether you're famous or not, that tension is real.
Absolutely.
Well, something to mull over for sure. Until our next deep dive, keep those records spinning.
And maybe don't be afraid to ask for what you need.
Good advice. Thanks for listening.